Hello everyone, Batharn here, and welcome to Die. Well, in 7 days or so at least. This is the Alpha 16, just came out on the stable version of 7 Days to Die. Pretty much my favorite, one of my favorite games right now. Alpha 16 jumped it up from a game that I really loved to a game that is probably my favorite. I love survival games, zombie survival is perfect for it, and the changes in Alpha 16 and the way progression works now, the game just feels amazing, even though it already felt good before. It's night and day to me, the difference. So I figured I'd dive in because I'm going to be playing this game a lot. Probably be uploading this almost daily, even with my other videos as well, because I'm going to be digging in here a lot. I'm going to be cutting out. This will be one where I do a lot of stuff on camera to begin with, and then there'll be a lot of busy work that I don't actually record. I was thinking about maybe doing live streams of that at some point. I've done a little bit of that before, but I'm not as well versed in it as I am in making these videos. So let's dive right in here. We're going to start a new game, and I found a seed that is absolutely amazing. If you're a fan of Terry Goodkind at all, we're going to do a random gen world. Do Nomad. I actually prefer, the default is 18 now. Actually, it used to be 16 and they changed it to 18. I'm going to leave it on 18 so we have more time to do cool stuff during the day on camera. Persistent profiles on. I'll leave run default. They also changed this. 50 minutes used to be the default, now it's 60. I usually prefer 60. These are all at default settings. I like to turn up blood moon count because it's a little easy, otherwise 8 is the default, 12. I think this is how many spawn at the same time, basically. So you're going to fight more than 12 on a blood moon, but you be able, but 12 of them will show up. Alright everyone, here we are. I had a little bit of an odd start when I got in here, so it's a little weird at the moment, but we'll be alright. Alright, so first thing you do, I would smash all this stuff up. And you're going to want to come in here and make yourself a bedroll. There's a new hotkey for crafting. W enables the crafting on the item that you have. You want to try to use all of your time early game to get things done. So we're going to go ahead and... Okay, we got our bedroll. So we're going to throw our bedroll down here. And that's our quest. So I just keep doing this. You're going to need rocks, so make sure you find these little rocks on the ground. These trees right here actually give you wood, so you want to get as many of those early game as you can. They rebalanced how resource gathering works, and you don't really want to spend a whole lot of time smacking actual trees early game. Alright, and unfortunately this game runs like crap. Recording it kills. I can normally get like 50 or 60 frames, but recording it seems to lock me more down towards 30, unfortunately. Let's see if I can figure that out. So you need a stone axe, and we'll put all this stuff in my inventory. I usually put my axe on 3 there, and you just smack things with this. Want some clothes? So you go over here, and we'll do W, 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 and we'll come back in here in a minute. Right, smash some of these things for wood. These are also good wood once you have your axe made. You need 2 wood for your axe, so you have to hand punch a couple of those bushes right there like that. And we'll also need shoes. So you make all your clothes, and then we have to wear them, and then we'll make the next thing, which I believe is our club. And you actually start with a land claim block in single player now, because of land claim blocks allow you to pick up workbenches and stuff in your territory and move them around. You can disassemble them for the iron to make an iron club early, the reinforced iron club, but due to the 100 forged iron needed to make the land claim block, I would suggest against it. Just go with a regular club. It's more than strong enough in the early game. So here's our basics and our wooden clubs right there. I think we can also make our bow. There's only certain things you can do before they show up on the quest log. I think the bow is not one of them. There it is. Okay, yeah. It showed up anyway, so. What we're going to be looking for is feathers. I found feathers off screen before I jumped on. So yeah, you want to find these for feathers. Here's our bird nest. Grab that. Keep an eye out for early game. There shouldn't be any, but sometimes there is. You want to be on, they just added wolves, and wolves are one of the hardest things in the game right now. They will kill you quick. They are fairly weak though, so you can go ahead and kill them. The best bet is to backpedal and shoot them in the face. You can sprint backwards. So basically what you want to do is they'll come at you, you want to sprint away so they're running right towards you, and you shoot them in the face with your bow. Shift click will throw things on your bar, and also equipping it. So you pull out your bow and press R to reload to make sure there's an arrow on it. And you want to kind of use your axe early game to smash all these things, because you get construction tool experience by doing this. Another thing you might want to consider, I'm not 100% sure if I'm settled on it or not, but I probably will do it just because it's pretty useful, is first of all you want to break a couple of these boulders because you're going to need the resources from it. What's that? Ooh, nest. What was I saying? Bad mechanic. Now every single level reduces stamina usage of construction tools. A is repair, by the way. So that quick repair, shift click back on your bars. Bad mechanic increases the yield of construction tools and reduces the stamina cost. They've kind of tweaked stamina so that it's actually meaningful again. In Alpha 15, it wasn't remotely meaningful at all. You had unlimited stamina pretty much all the time, unless you were doing wonky shit, like sprinting all day and smacking fiber while you were sprinting. So we're already out of stamina. And they removed the destruction bonus on everything except for actual mining, which is good. Okay, there's a deer right there. And I think we also have some more arrows. So we'll just craft all the arrows we can get. Basic wood is going to be your limiter nowadays, wood and stone, because they're actually a lot harder to get than they used to be. One of the problems with this is, like, it's good, but not that good, because I actually can't get any meat or hide off this guy since I haven't killed a zombie yet. I don't have a bone shiv. Boom. Sometimes they're one-hit kills from stealth with a regular arrow these days. Sometimes they're not. I don't know why or why not. It could be pure headshots, although I don't think I got headshots the times that I recall. But he might bleed out. Now, he's not sprinting anymore, so I don't think he's going to bleed out. So what I'm actually going to do is there's a house right there. Ooh, there's 2 deer here. I should have hit him, I think. So we're going to get a little closer. We're going to bag these deer, and then I'm going to go clear that house. And there should be some zombies in it, so we'll get some bones. God damn it. I don't know if they messed up the hitbox or what with these arrows recently, because I used to be able to shoot a lot better than this. Jesus Christ. Put your head up so I can see for sure what I'm aiming at. Alright, so this should be a headshot, but no. See, I don't know what the hell. It's starting to drive me nuts. It's been doing this a lot, and it's irritating. The game's always had it, is how much drop these arrows have. This is embarrassing. Because sometimes they drop more than others. So I got him. So depending on how much it drops, I should aim higher. But they don't always drop how they're supposed to. Sometimes they do drop, sometimes they don't. He just bled out. Okay, cool. And then our other guy is right over here. Where'd he go? Oh, he's over there now. Alright, I'm gonna lose this one if I don't. I'm gonna go ahead, since we got 2 deer. They're gonna be spread out, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna rip this guy apart and get his bone, and then I can skin that other deer. We'll be fine. So there's our bone. So you go into your instruction menu, go to your weapons, make a bone shiv. And good thing we found all those arrows, because shit, I just missed so many times. But ever since the stable branch came out last night, I mean, I've been playing this game a lot recently, and in the past, and I was a lot better a shot than I am even against zombies. I was missing shots that I know should have hit. See, that's driving, like, that should hit. Come here, you. Did you just die? Jesus. Alright, so there's some zombies now too. Alright, so we're going to grab a little bit of meat. One of the things about meat is it actually is supposed to make you smell, but they're overhauling that system and probably some of the stealth mechanics and stuff. So actually in the game currently, meat does not smell at all. But they will actually change that at some point, so you're going to want to be more careful. In fact, the zombie AI is kind of borked completely at the moment. Not completely, but it's nowhere near what it used to be. You'll run out, you'll have like a wandering horde outside your base, and you'll go out there and shoot them in the face with a blunderbuss, and barely any of them will even notice you're there. Take you down. Smack. And the best way to do that is you sprint in and hit them in the head, and sprint out, because if you don't stun them, they'll go ahead and hit you. If you do stun them, they won't. Alright, so we're going to go over here and we're going to hit up this house and clear it out. We have a decent-ish amount of time. I think I more or less know where I'm at. I think the base place that I have planned is over in this direction. I don't think we're going to get there tonight, because I'm going to gather a bunch of resources and we'll probably stay in that house there. Or, especially if there's a forge, because that looks like one of those little rustic houses. Crap, he saw me. Jesus. That was a miss on my part for sure the first time. I don't know if it's because they wobble a lot more. Bam. Bam! Like that. And you can, get your weapon skill up, you can bust down their corpse here with your club. And then you can pull out your shiv and cut them down. And you kind of do, I don't know if this is this worth it early in the game, because it takes a lot of time to get not the most amount of resources. But you're going to need a lot of bones and rotting flesh eventually. So if you can get a hold of it, then I would suggest it. Especially once you get a hunting knife and get up to machetes, to be steel. They did balance that, which is one of my favorite changes for Alpha 16, which I actually didn't add until like fairly late, is they level gated steel behind level 40. I think 40 might be a tad high, but gotcha, bitch. Ooh. Damn. Got it. Got anything good on you? Nope. What's that? I should have some feathers though, that's always good. Bust down their corpse here. I think this gives me blunt experience. You also get knife blade experience on this, so that once you have like a machete or even hunting knife, you can knock dudes down and do a ton of damage to them real quick. I'm not going to fight zombies all day. I would have to clear out that house. So I think we have 10 in-game hours, which is about 20 minutes. And I don't want to... This is a rustic house, so this isn't the one I was thinking of, though. Let's go ahead, and we're going to clear this out. We might stay here tonight. So these are actually good wood. You grab them, you can scrap them for wood. So I'm going to have to crank up my sound a little bit so I can hear some dudes. I know there's a gun safe in here. I don't think this is the... This isn't my favorite house. There's a lot of zombies here. Alright, here's our friend of ours. They did, one of the big changes also to Alpha 16 is sleepers. These used to just be corpses that didn't do anything, but now they're often alive like that. So you gotta like shoot them to get them to come after you. Is he coming out? It's gonna be an annoying guy to shoot because he's gonna pop up and down. Let's see if he's gonna try to pop out this door. Alright, so I don't know if I can get him there. I can get him in the head. I don't want to get him surrounded here. There's a bunch of dudes in here. There's a safe in the basement of this place. I know for sure. Should be able to. Oh, so I can't shoot through the door. I thought I could. Oh, you can hit through the door, though. Alright, this chick is one of the... See if she swung at me even though I smashed it. And they totally messed up the AI, this patch, too, for sure. They do all kinds of weird stuff. Like I said, if you shoot a blunderbuss right next to them, they still ignore you. That's not supposed to happen at all. Like, they hear the loud noise, they should be coming at you for it. The worst. I think I did one of it. They also need to fix the sound, the die. Ooh, wow, the die sounds. Because they're really bad. Oh crap! I only have. Oh, this isn't gonna be good. I'm almost out of arrows. So I'm gonna dive in here and whack him in the head. Hopefully, still missed. Come on, bitch. Take the better part of a day to clear, so we're gonna stay here tonight, and then tomorrow we will head to what will be our permanent base area. And we're gonna stamina, so this is gonna get a little bit. I'm gonna pop this guy in the head, bust my club back out, kill him. She should be dead too. Oh god, crawler. These are my least favorite to try to melee. That. I think that looks like a stripper. There's some more feathers. I think I actually might be low on stone. Yeah. Yes, the early game basic resources are so much harder to get. There's a ton of zombies. Did they just do a balance patch on that? Alright, so let's see if they have anything good on them. If I look at the ground, I get really good frame rate. See, I got some bones and some meat. I actually want some of these bodies early because I want the fat for torches. Get some light early game so you guys can actually see what the hell I'm doing. Right, so I get some more feathers. So it looks like we're pretty good on feathers. We just need a bunch of stone. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure this house is cleared out and we can come in here when we're done gathering resources for the day. And we don't have to worry about scrambling to seal it up. That's something you don't want to be doing when it's 2100. You have an hour until they start running. You don't want to get to a house and have to clear it out. Your best bet in that case, if you end up doing something like that, is just pillaring up onto the roof and hiding there all night, unless you're confident what you're doing. So we got enough wood. We can actually make some frames. I like to make about 10 of these things to have them on hand. So here's one of the things. So that he wasn't actually a decoy, and we have no more arrows still. And he cheated. Where? Oh shit! Right there. Okay, that was bull crap, and I'm already infected. Awesome. So now we're already looking. Oh, the other thing I didn't mention, my game looks different. I actually have an interface downloaded. I'll throw it in the description. You guys can use it if you want. Okay, I heard someone else. Oh, God! Ow. Come on, give me a mining helmet. Yeah, day, dude. These guys are your better bet early game for a mining helmet. They drop it, but they drop it really rarely, so no such luck. Alright, so now I need to find some honey or some antibiotics within the next 2 days, or I die. So that's wonderful. Go ahead and, I don't know actually why I'm using... You can use your axe to pull those guys apart too instead of the bone shiv. I actually got a lot of resources from that guy. Normally you get more from your knife, but let's sort of repair this. I'm gonna scrap those chairs with S. S is your auto scrap hotkey. We can make some iron arrows actually, since we're actually out of that's actually perfect. We'll go to weapons, iron arrows, and make 10 of those, since our limit is on stone at the moment. So instead of stone arrows, we'll make some iron. We're you need to do when you do that, though, is you need to go to your bow, hold down R, and then click your iron arrows in order to use them. Alright, so medicine cabinet. There's some antibiotics. So I'm going to hold them for a minute, so we will be fine. I'm going to just try to find honey before I go to stage 2 of the virus, so I can potentially save those antibiotics for later. Alright, there's also a mining helmet. So we got a flashlight, some mechanical parts. Oh, there's a flashlight too. Oh, we're already getting ridiculous stuff here. So, Lord. I think I can wear this. So we'll wear the shades. I'm gonna wear this helmet, maybe? And we can scrap the hood, or likely won't be using the hood. I'm actually gonna leave that. Nah, do I want to rip apart that chair? I'm actually gonna scrap the cash. I only have a little bit of it. It's actually a little better to keep the cash because you can sell it to a trader for more, I think, than the paper's worth. And paper is pretty common. So what I'm gonna do, I think, in here is I'm gonna get a chest made up. I'm gonna throw some stuff in this filing cabinet. Throw my paper in there. I'm gonna make up a chest so we can store our stuff in here. And then I'm gonna throw you in the corner here. And I'm gonna throw a bunch of crap that I don't really need on me right now. I might need those. Get rid of those. My claim block I won't need. Clothes. I actually have a flashlight instead of a torch. I like the torch early game better, though. I'm just going to throw pretty much all this stuff in here. We're going to need the iron arrows. Alright, so that'll clear our inventory so we can kind of loot things more properly. And we're going to have to seal this up, and it's actually already getting late. So we're going to want that. We're also going to want... We have nowhere near enough wood to seal this up properly. So I'm going to come out here and grab some. That's actually one of your hardest things, is sealing up your early base due to the ridiculous scarcity of wood. In fact, the first building you build is going to more or less be built out of flagstone and cobblestone. Bobbing along, I don't want to miss these iron arrows. Headshot there. Alright, cowboy. These guys are... Oh god! Cowboys are an interesting zombie because they're really quick, and fairly tough for what they seem. But they're really weak, so they're pretty easy to kill. And the strippers are actually the opposite. They're actually super tough, but fairly slow, which is weird. Alright, so I'm gonna grab a bunch of wood here. Got a lot of zombies in the area. I'm not 100% sure how we're gonna do this house up. I'm not gonna... Normally I make a mine in my house at night to spend the night, but we actually have short nights. So I think I'm just going to head up on the roof and organize stuff perhaps. I'm going to see if I have enough to seal up the inside so we can tear apart the house. Maybe I'll rip apart that gun safe during the night so we can get what's in there, and that'd be good. I'll probably leave some stuff here and mark it so we can come back and grab things later. See what we get from this. Smack, smack, smack. See, we got one raw meat. We got rotten meat. And then if we do this with this, one rotten meat, two rotten meat, and a fat. I think we might have a guy coming with us. No? Alright, so I'm gonna rip apart some of these boulders. We're actually out of stamina. Actually, should have kept my water, I think. Alright, so let's bust up some boulders because we're gonna need lots of stone. And then we'll do our, we'll finish our quest, and actually we can do our trader parts. I think the next one is wood frames, and then after that you build a campfire and place that. And then after that you go to the trader. Oh, here's a business zombie. I'm gonna go ahead and melee it. Oh, no I'm not, because I have no stamina. Alright, let's see if I can pop this guy in there. I actually thought that was gonna miss. So the bow is kind of weird, because it doesn't shoot into the center of the crosshairs. It shoots like, if you aim down and to the right, where you want to go, it actually will kind of pop up into the head, which is a it makes it a little harder to aim without aim down sights. Aim down sights kind of sucks unless you're crouched, because there's no crosshairs at all. So we leveled, so I'm going to go ahead and get... where's that? If you go over here to Bad Mechanic, we're going to grab Bad Mechanic, and actually we have more points, so I'm going to grab Toolsmithing, and I'm going to go ahead and grab Weaponsmithing, and we're going to make ourselves a new set of tools. Do we want a shovel? I'm not sure if I want clay tonight. I think the place we're going should have a forge, so we won't even need to worry about that, honestly. But we will need clay for the forge in order to make the forged iron. We rip this boulder down. We can S to scrap that. We can put this guy back on our bars. We can make another wooden club, and we can scrap this club. We'll also... I want to unload my arrow here, and I want to scrap this, and I want to make another bow. Right, so we'll do that. Sometimes I'll make a second axe to carry around, so I have two of them with me. So you can swap off back and forth. But you repair so quickly that it's not that big of a deal. It takes like 2 seconds. So as long as your queue isn't full, and the old rule of the game before Alpha 16 was ABC, always be crafting, because you got experience for crafting, and you had to spam craft tools to level your tool skill. They changed that. You no longer have to do it, and you actually generally kind of want to keep your building queue empty. So there's a ton of zombies here. I'm going to put this jersey on and scrap my shirt. I'm thinking we should go kill those guys, because I don't like having these guys out here at night, because they're, even if they can't see me, they tend to attack anyway and mess up my base. So let's go. We're gonna make a bunch of arrows. We're gonna use all of our feathers, because we're gonna go through a lot of arrows in the early game, so you can't really have too many of them. So these guys take like 2 headshots to down, depending on your arrows. And I think your bow skill, I don't know if your bow skill actually affects your, those are, guys, I hate the Hawaiians. Them and the big fat ladies, the hungry ones, I think their name is, fittingly enough. They take tons of punishment. I think I took 3 or 4 direct full blunderbuss headshots to a big guy before I even really affected him. Smash up some of these. Here he comes. So we'll pop a few iron arrows into his head to clear out our inventory. And then we'll... Oh, I knew you were over there. See, normally you want to try to melee him, but I'm not sure that I'll be able to get in without getting hit. So I'll go ahead and take the bonus damage headshot. If you see there, I'm actually aiming. I need to get my stone arrows now. I'm actually aiming not centered to hit him in the head. That was a little... So that's a headshot, even though the center of my crosshairs was up at the top left of his head. Right, so bust that skull. And I think he'll still get up. Right, so I'm gonna... These guys are so beefy. So even if you're... They are nice big targets though, so you can usually land a good number of headshots unless you do that. Fuck me. My mouse seems a little jumpy. I'm not used to this low of a frame rate in this. When I first started playing again, the frame rate was terrible, and I played around with all my settings and got it good. Normally it's like this, but the recording puts a little extra strain on it that I think drops it. Alright, so we got a little bit of brass, which I will leave here. You don't need brass for quite a bit, although they did change it now. You don't need calipers to make bullets anymore, so you can actually start making bullets almost immediately. You just have to buy the recipe for it. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I think we've cleared most of the zombies from our surroundings here. I'm going to go patch up the house so it's ready to dive into, and then we're going to grab as much, I think, stone. Yeah, as much stone as we can, although we can basically make a mine down there and get as much stone as we want at night. But let's do this, and I'm going to scrap that. Actually, I think there's more chairs, so I can wait. Let's grab all these chairs. Let's go ahead and we're going to wood frame some of this. This will probably be our door tonight, so we'll come in here, and then we'll seal it behind us. Just grab all these chairs for the wood. Alright, so this side's fine. We'll have to seal... I don't know if that's part of the... I think I'm going to rip out these stairs, I think, so zombies can't get up to the second floor from outside. This also gives us some wood. I think they can jump up one, so we'll need to actually pull out more than I wanted to. Take out these wedge blocks. Hopefully these aren't double stage blocks. And a frame too. Fuck you. Yeah, this was a bad idea. I shouldn't have done this. Takes a lot of time to break down some of these blocks with our starting weapons. Way too long. This was a bad idea. Don't do this. Alright, the only way up is inside now, which could be bad for us, but I think we'll be fine. Alright, we'll take this one out and we'll be good. And then I'm going to go inside and we're going to seal everything up. I can actually if I do this, I'll probably be a little better off. I think about it, because I don't have to seal up every single block up top. You can actually get, gotta repair. If I do that, you try to hit something that doesn't work. You actually get, those blinds give you plastic, which is pretty cool. So you can get that. And plastic is a late game thing, so you want to try to get some early game if you can. So we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll do that. And I think this room is sealed. So they can't see in here anymore. How much wood do we have? 158. So they can't actually get up here now, so we don't really have to go crazy sealing up the second floor. There's even a roof up here, so worst case scenario, we'll dive up on the roof and break it down so they can't get to us. I think if you break that top block, the whole thing collapses. So I think the only way up here is from inside or from these stairs, which they cannot jump up there. Only spiders can crawl up, and those only come up in the Horde Nights, so we don't have to worry about it. And I'm not going to use a ton of wood up here, so we'll be fine. We're going to spend our time downstairs, I think. And actually, you want to rip apart any of these leather couches you can early game, especially if you are going to go to a place where you don't know for sure you're going to get a forge. Because as you can see, I'm getting a bunch of leather. And they changed the bellows now, requires leather, not animal hide. So you can rip apart upholstery and stuff for it. Let's go ahead and loot the house. Actually, I should not be wasting my time in here today. I need to grab as much stone and stuff outside as I can. And we'll get clay tomorrow, I believe. We don't need it tonight, since we're not going to do any forging. We are going to do some cooking, probably. We have some, I think we have some meat from one of our deer kills. Let's see how much. So we need the stone. We can. We'll see. We'll probably spend most of the night busting open the gun safe, so we can get to the goods inside. I'll also have to organize my inventory and set that up. And yeah, normally I would set up a mine like I've said before, but we're only going to stay here the first night because I want to. You want to spend your first day efficiently. What I like to do is move towards a goal of some kind. There's not even a specific goal, just pick a direction if you don't know exactly where you're going, and go. And while you're going, try not to get yourself out of stamina like I am now, but constantly be gathering wood bushes like this. Every nest you can find using your E key, that'll allow you to, like these guys, you'll actually want a lot of chrysanthemum and goldenrod for teas, because teas are really, really useful. And as soon as you get your forge set up, you basically will drink tea only and never anything else. Let's see. Was there two of them? That was weird. It looked like I was walking on a gore block. Well, gore blocks there will actually slow you down when you walk on them. So that's a thing you need to watch out for. You don't really need a lot of cotton early. You might want it. Just depends on what you're doing. You can build interesting things out of them. If you're in a desert biome and you have aloe, you can actually make the healing bandages. Right off the bat, all it takes is, I think, 2 cloth and an aloe cream, which requires 4 aloe plants. Those heal you. That's the one I started at and I first used. It stops bleeding and also heals you barely at all. They really nerf all healing items, so you have to rely a little more on medkits, which I think is kind of good, because oftentimes you have like 20, 30 medkits sitting around not doing much, since it got a little easy. So we still have another 2 hours in-game time, so we'll be able to get a lot of resources out here, I think, because our base is more or less good. We're not going to do crazy stuff upstairs to alert guys, so we don't have to board up all the windows, which would cost you a lot of wood, because it's 10 wood per window, so I can only technically board up 23 windows at most, and some houses have at least half of that. So you can burn through, most nights you'll burn through your wood real quick, unless you've actually made sure that you hit all the wood bushes you could, and maybe chop down some trees. Though again, I kind of advise against chopping down trees, because the stamina cost for them is better spent towards chopping down boulders. And while you're traveling, even with no stamina, you can still gather good amounts of wood from these wood bushes and these dead trees, like right here. Because these normally will do one hit knockouts when your stamina is not completely gone. If your stamina is completely gone, it actually will take 2 hits to break those. And if your axe is almost completely destroyed, because the lower the stats on your axe, the less damage you do to a block when you're harvesting it. So you kind of, it would behoove you to repair a little earlier sometimes, especially on a tool like this, where you can very easily just make a new one once the total durability drops past a certain point. Boom, boom, boom. So I'm gonna grab a bunch of these. We still have a decent amount of time here. And every night always starts at 2200 in game. If you have the 1800 or 18 hours setting, daytime is at 4 a.m. If you have it at 16 hours of daylight, it's at 6 a.m. And then so on every other setting, obviously 2 hours later in the day, 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock. And it's actually not a big deal which setting you choose, because quite frankly, the setting I picked isn't, to me, I prefer 16 simply because I prefer to have more time at night where I can't really go outside unless I really want to, in order to spend it actually mining or organizing my base and working on interior stuff. So we're doing good on wood now. We got 308. What's our stone at? 106. I'm gonna go ahead and smash another boulder or two. And again, you don't have to go all the way through a boulder or a tree anymore, because you aren't rewarded for doing that like you used to be. And I do like that simply because it made underground mining, which is something that I like to do, it made it less desirable, and you would want to wait till daytime to come out and smash boulders instead. Since boulders are boulders are still good, because they are a universal source of all of the other ores that you might not be able to find underground quickly or at all in the biome you're in. So if you see every time I whack this guy, I'm getting stone every hit. I also get some iron, some coal, some sodium nitrate, and some lead. So you can always get those resources from these boulders. For some reason, I'm only getting iron from this guy. Hello, friend. One shot, headshot. Works for me. Smash your head experience, of course. Those guys I hate. They take a ton of hits. So I don't want to mess with him. I'm actually going to get in early so that I don't end up grabbing some more zombies before I dive inside. And once we get in there, we'll do a bunch of organizing and stuff. And we'll finish our quest first of all. Let's grab this guy. And you do need to be careful with the sound, because they've tweaked some sounds, and I think zombies are a lot more stealthy. So they have an even greater chance of sneaking up on you. So you just do this, and it kind of, without a door, they don't really have something to path to, so it helps to do it that way. And we're going to build a campfire, which takes a minute. And then I really should have I'm going to actually build another chest down here, so that I don't have to be up top. I'll put the campfire right there, I suppose. And then where's my chest? I'm gonna throw my chest here, down there, and I'm gonna load it with basic stuff, and I'm gonna go grab all the stuff from upstairs. Alright, it's almost nighttime, so hopefully this should work out. I'm paranoid even though I'm like, mentally I know that there's no way they can get in up there, but at a more normal level I'm like that. It scares me leaving it open like that. Alright, so we'll do that. I'm gonna go grab the rest of this. I don't think I finished looting this either. So we'll loot all this. This is always good to do, even if you find nothing, because you get scavenging experience every time you loot. I thought I heard a zombie, but that was the squeaky cabinet. Alright, so grab some more chairs to scrap. Let's grab the rest of our stuff. Did I grab? I didn't grab that stuff, so we'll grab that. We can also smash these for like 1 paper. And the other ones, some of them will give you wood. I think that's going to be paper. Or not wood, but glass. Like glass bottles. All smashed up. So we'll scrap that. We're not going to need that anytime soon. We can throw all those in there. Brass we won't need anytime soon. Put all the plants in there. Bones. So we're going to go ahead and cook this stuff. And we can't boost our murky water. Alright. We're going to do all this night stuff. I'm going to cut the video here, and we'll do all that stuff next and dive into our next day. We also hit the trader tomorrow, and then end up at probably our permanent settlement, at least for until the first fortnight. So I will see you in the next one, and thanks again for watching, guys.